Merry meet everyone, my pagan life here. Today's video is a video that a lot of you have been requesting recently, or ever since I made my 4 simple magic spells video. How do you write your own spells? I know a lot of you want to experiment with magic and you want to start doing some spells, and a lot of you are doing a lot of spells, but you've come to realize that, oh, I want to start making my own spells. I have been writing my own spells for quite some time now, and I do have some experience with writing my own spells, and therefore I want to share some of my tips with you. When I started writing my own spells, I thought like this: what is a spell? How are you supposed to look at a spell? So I'm going to give you 3 pointers or 3 tips on how to look at your spell and how to write from there. Pointer number 1, think of your spell as a poem. I've always thought of spells as poems, and therefore I also like them to, have rhymes and stuff. Another important pinpointer and another important thing to remember is think about the intentions of the spell. What do you want to achieve with this spell? And third pinpointer is involved elements. What elements are you planning on involving into this spell? The third pinpointer isn't relevant for everyone, but it has been very relevant for me, because I always work with the elements when I do spells, and I really think about what elements I work with. So now take those 3 pinpointers and think about it. A good thing about writing your own spells, in my opinion, is that you get your own intention out more, and it becomes more personalized. It's your true intention, your true thoughts, your true opinions, or whatever it may be, and it becomes like your spell. By the way, I was suggested to do a video once by a person who wanted me to do more videos on candleless spells. Candleless spells are spells without candles. I think I should just say right away that you do not need a candle for a spell. I just really prefer to use candles for spells, but you can perfectly well write spells for spells without candles, or you can do spells without candles. You can use other elements, or you can use other objects and other things to replace the candle, or to not replace the candle. So, I can't tell you how to write a spell, but I've given you these 3 pinpointers as guides, or pinpointers that are supposed to help you. Think of your spell as your spell. It's supposed to bring out your intentions and your ideas. It's godly inspired by you. So think of it as a piece of art, and it's truly, truly yours. What do you want to achieve with this spell? What do you feel about this spell? What is this spell supposed to do for you? Another important thing I also want to mention is that the point of a spell is not to read it out loud without any feeling. Another thing about making your own spells is that it's supposed to bring out your own feelings and emotions. If you just sit by your candle or sit by your other objects and read off your spell without any emotion or any intention, then I would say that the spell is not going to work, because that's the whole point of a spell. It's supposed to bring out your intention. So make sure to make a piece of art that for you makes sense and that brings out your intentions and feelings. That's the most important thing. And of course, the length is something you also choose yourself. It can be short and it can be long, or whatever. Here's a little bit extra information on the 3rd pinpointer that I gave you, which is involved elements. Before you can use any elements in a spell, it is important to remember what these elements symbolize. So let's take a quick review. To make these examples, I'm going to talk of the elements as if they're people, because there are some people who can relate to these elements more than others, and it's just a really good way of putting it forward. The element of air symbolizes intelligence, analytical thinking, as well as freedom. People who are like the air element are more likely to be very analytical thinkers. Fire symbolizes willpower, strength, and passion. If someone is a person with a lot of drive, or a lot of passion and a lot of will, or basically a lot of strength, then that person is more like the element of fire. To many people, water symbolizes emotion, wisdom, and healing. People who are like the water element find themselves driven by their emotions and gut feelings, and they're also seen as healers and people who understand emotion. Earth is associated with leadership, stability, and common sense. People who are more like the element of earth find themselves driven by common sense, and they make very good leaders. They are trustworthy people who make good friends, as they are very stable. Now, these are the 4 elements. I don't really think that all people are one element, but this was just to make it easier to explain what the elements represent. And I find that in all my spells, I always include an element. element, and I include the element that suits the spell the most. So I hope that cleared some things up. And I hope this video helped you. By the way, guys, I also have a challenge for you, especially for those of you who are very interested in crystal magic. This challenge is for those of you who want to activate your brain a little bit, go on the internet and search, and to stimulate your will for learning. So this is my challenge for you. Around my neck here, I have a crystal. It is orange and it's white, and it looks like this. My challenge for you, or my question for you is, what crystal is this, and what magical properties does it possess? If you know the answer, comment down below or send me a Gmail to mypaganlifecontact@gmail.com. Remember, this isn't a contest but a challenge, so if you want to challenge yourself, I suggest that you try and answer my challenge. Anyway, guys, like, share, and subscribe for more videos every week on Wicca, paganism, and witchcraft. I hope to see you in my next video, and blessed be from my pagan life.